Hi, this is Jenny from Jenny's Crown Collection, and today we are going to do swatches of 150 colored pencils right here. I did a video where I talked about all the colors that came in it. This time we're going to actually swatch them and see what they look like. Are you guys excited? I am. Before we begin, make sure you hit that subscribe button because I help you guys find the coolest art supplies out there, like these 150 Prismacolor Premier colored pencils, which are amazing. I printed out this Prismacolor colored pencils swatch chart. I made it on my own. So here I have saturated and here I have all the light colors. There are a few blank spots. I tried to keep the color families together. And also I started with like orange and I kept the red and violets together. And then I put like the blacks and the browns down here. And down here, I have some of the pinks and stuff in here and the lavenders down here. So it's a little bit different up here because this is really saturated and the red and the violets go together really well. But you'll be able to see it as you go. And if you guys want this chart, I'll leave a link below and you can sign up and you can get this chart so you can color on your own. All right, after I swatch all these, I'm gonna show you guys, I'm gonna give some tips on what to do as far as how to use these colors, like how to blend them, just a slight overview. I will go into more detail in another video, like exactly coloring. I'll probably actually color something so that way I can show the tips as I color, but I'm just gonna go through the basics after we get these all swatched so you guys can get started coloring right away. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna start. So they're all labeled, so we don't have to worry about it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go from light to dark. So I'm going to start light on this area and then I'm going to go dark to see how they go. So let's take our first color. They're all labeled. So I decided to put the name of the color on there too, just because I like the names of the colors. But if you guys want, I can just do like PC 1096 instead of writing Kelly Green with PC 96. PC 1096. So let me know if that's something you guys want, because then it would be a little bigger. So that's like the drawback. If you have the color name, it's going to be a little smaller font if I just put like the number, and the number is on every single pencil right here. So PC 1011. So you would get it, but it also has deco yellow. So I kind of know the name of it because I like to know the names of the colors I'm coloring with. So this is our first color, is deco yellow. So I'm going to color light over here. Actually, I kind of started dark, but we'll just color light throughout. And then I'm going to press hard. So even though it's light, it is pretty saturated, which is kind of cool. So you get that, you'll get that, it's really good for when you're doing coloring to be able to go from light to dark in a single colored pencil. All right, so here is it. But you'll probably notice as we go through is that you'll get a lot bigger range of colors in the saturated than you would get in the not saturated, just because there's not as much pigment to play with. All right, this one's Artichoke, 1098. Okay, Artichoke is in the saturated one. So you see how light it can be? I'm just barely pressing on it. Okay, let's see how dark this can go. Wow. That can go dark. So that's what I was saying, is you'll get that color difference with the saturated versus the light colors. And that's how I divided them up. There are some of these that could maybe, they're like mid-saturated, but I just, for the sake of argument, I just did saturated and light. So this is what it will look like when we're done. Wow, you get a full range with this one. This is really cool. That's really cool. I like it. You're really able to get that gradient with just one pencil. That one looks really cool. All right, so the next one we have is Canary Yellow. And it is in the light. Most of the yellows are in the light category. I actually start with the dark because I have a heavy hand. I should probably start like this. I don't know. Do it upside down because I'm silly like that. Okay, Canary Yellow. That's really pretty. All right, next we have Neon Yellow. And I put that in the saturated column because it is pretty saturated. Yeah. It's very light though, so maybe I should have put it. The light one. That's cool. I wonder if they glow in the dark. So I'm noticing while I'm doing this is they are kind of flaky. So if I was coloring with these, I'd probably have to, you can do that or blow it off. Okay, so Neon Yellow, that is pretty saturated. Okay, so our next one is Eggshell. And I'm finding with a lot of these Prismacolors, they do have really good saturation. Just I colored with some crayons that were from Mud Puppy, and the light colors I just could not get them to color, so I was very disappointed with that. Okay, so you'll see the full range of colors that you can use on your page. Okay, Ginger Root is our next one. Yeah, it is a light color. Next one is Cream. I saw that one over here. So I'm gonna guess, yeah, we pretty much don't see it when we come. Lemon Yellow. That one's pretty saturated. Probably should have put the Neon Yellow in the not saturated pile, right? All right, the next one is Jasmine. Yeah. Goes very light. And it also goes very dark, which is amazing. Okay. Yellow Ochre. It's very earthy feel to it. Medium hardness in the center. And then nothing on this side. Okay, so now we have Spanish Orange. And the reason I divided these up like this is I wanted to be able to, like if I'm coloring, be able to see like the light and dark combos. Not combos, but just where they were. So I say I want a pink. And then obviously these are two very different pinks, but they might look good together, or these hot pink and neon pink. So you could pick one from this side and one from this side, and they look really good together, and you can blend them and all that stuff. All right, Goldenrod. Those are pretty. That one's pretty. All right, next one is Sunburst Yellow. So very flaky, but just blow it away. Okay. Sand, and I bet if it's down below. Next is Mineral Orange. Okay. Next one is orange. That one's super bright. There we go. Wow. Neon orange. It's probably going to be, no? It's very intense. That's why I put them up here rather than down here, just because of the intensity of the color. Right, we have pale vermilion. Next, we have pumpkin orange. I don't know if that's really pumpkin, but you can pretend, right? I'd say that's more pumpkin, the pale vermilion, than the pumpkin orange. Next, we have cadmium orange hue. Next is poppy red. See, that's why blow away instead, because it kind of, if you brush it away, it'll leave marks. It's very hard to go light-handed with these. Okay, all right, next is yellowed orange. Carmine red. Permanent red. This one is Scarlet Lake. So these pencils, you can buy them. You can buy them separately, or you can buy them as a big pack. So if you just really love one of the colors, you can buy those. All right, let's go to the next one. We've got pomegranate. A lot of people separate purple and violet, but I love putting them together just because they're so close to one another. Crimson red. Crimson lake. Wow, these are so close in color, pomegranate, but they're slightly different. This one's a little redder. That one's more violet. But very close. Okay. This one is magenta. Process red. Violet-y. Violet. I'll use the word violet. Okay. Now this one goes down in the light column. Peach beige. This one's mulberry. Hot pink. So if you don't get the sheet, you can just write the name and then a little. You can do the same thing. But I wanted them written. I thought that would be cool. So then I could prearrange all of them. Hot pink. Oh yeah, that was when it's on the border. So these are the mid. I should have separated this and say this is mid saturation, this is low. But then you also have these, so those are gray. So it's kind of hard sometimes to draw that division line. Next, we have pink. I'll have to say this. Prismacolor definitely knows how to do saturation. All right, next is nectar. Let's see, nectar. Yeah, so this is also one that probably could be saturated, mid-saturation. Blush pink. Pink rose. Deco Pink. So yeah, this one, it does get saturated, but you'll notice there's not as big of a difference. And these almost go to white, whereas like you lightly press on the saturated colors and you're still gonna get a lot of pigment. Okay, Deco Peach. I really do like these lighter colors too. They're just pretty. They're faint. Okay, Seashell Pink. That's not really pink. This is like sand. I would say this is sand, but maybe that's why it's called seashell. But I would just call it seashell. I would not call it pink. All right, Salmon Pink. See, that looks like a salmon. That comes in pretty saturated. But it goes out. Neon Pink. Yeah, that one's bright. So maybe better it'd be say light saturation. More accurate down here. Okay. Light peach. All right, beige. We have peach. Rosy beige. This one's very violety. But I put some of the violety up here because we had the gray up here, and gray. Sometimes it can be blue, sometimes it can be greens, sometimes it can be purpley. So, Clay Rose. Oh, that one's pretty saturated for being clay. That one's coming in weird. It's like a two-tone color. Right, beige sienna. Chestnut. And then we have raspberry. All right, apple green. All right, spring green. So this one's mid-saturation, I would say. Green ochre. Very dark. Makes that yellow look super light. Like, you don't belong here, yellow. Okay, moss green. Lime pill. A mid-saturation again. Chartreuse. Yellow chartreuse. Sounds very light. Almost goes to nothing. Pale sage. Gray green light. Can you even see this one? So with the Prismacolor, the ones that are super light are really good for blending. So this would be good if you want to add like a greenish, not totally white tint to your picture. Parrot green. Right, next is light green. And I also tried to keep the lighter colors on this side and then kind of go across like that. This is how I tried to do it this time. I could have also created like a circle. I just wanted to separate the two tonight this time. Okay, cobalt turquoise. Wow, still coming out pretty dark. All right, aquamarine. light aqua. So mid-saturation over here. So anything like on this side will be mid-saturation. Non-photo blue. What does non-photo blue mean? Like, don't take a picture of me. Indigo blue. So this actually has lines in it, so that's kind of where I'm getting the line. Blue slate. All right, blue lake. Definitely a mid-saturation. All right, cloud blue. I was really pressing here. I know it doesn't look like it. That's where you don't see a lot of, as I've said before. And periwinkle. Caribbean Sea. And look, they all have little barcodes. That's how you can buy them individually. Well, that's pretty. So we have powder blue. Oh yeah, dark. Peacock blue. All right, Mediterranean blue. Light cerulean blue. All right, cerulean blue. Very saturated. This one is skylight blue. You can barely see that one. But you can still see it, which is good. True blue. All right, next we have denim blue. Next we have electric blue. Oh, this probably could go in the light one. Next we have Copenhagen blue. Copenhagen, right? China blue. So we should kick this one out, and this one, and this one. But that's hard with the mid ones. They could go in the saturated, they could go over here. Cobalt blue hue. Ultramarine. Indanthrone blue. Right, violet blue. Blue violet lake. Imperial violet. We have violet. We have dioxazine purple hue. Right, this one we have black grape. Very similar to the other one. It's for a tad, probably muted. Okay, Parma violet. Well, that one comes out very saturated. This one is Delilah purple. We have lilac. And at the end of this, I'll kind of go over, we'll touch on like good skin tones, like hair colors, all that stuff. So make sure you guys get that and like good kind of color combos. Grayed lavender. Black cherry. Black raspberry. Dark purple. This one is mahogany red. Right, we have sap green light. Yeah, that one's a little bit darker. Kelly green. And then in another video, I'll go over blending true green. So watch for that one coming out. Grass green, olive green, got Prussian green, dark green. Okay, this one is kelp green, sandbar brown. Yeah, I put some of the browns that were like more orangey up here and the redder ones down here. Okay, sepia, marine green, celadon green. All right, jade green, muted turquoise, peacock green, putty beige, light umber. All right, chocolate, burnt ochre, sienna brown, terracotta. We have henna, Tuscan red, espresso. All right, dark umber, dark brown, warm gray, 20% warm gray, 30% warm gray, 50% warm gray. So these are all our grays, if you haven't noticed that trend. So they're getting progressively darker. 70% warm gray, and 90% warm gray. Now we're on to the cool grays, 10% cool gray, %, cool gray, 30% cool gray, 50% cool gray. Okay, we have 70% cool gray and black. And we have 10% French gray, 20% French gray. We've got 30% French gray. We've got 50% French gray. We got 70% French gray. And we have 90% French gray. Now we have slate gray. I put it up with the greens because it had a greenish tint to it. We have white. Now we have our metallics. We have silver. So the metallics, I think, actually have a little bit of metal from what I read on the back, and then that gives them their sheen. Metallic gold. I don't really think this has gold or silver, but it probably has something, some kind of metal specks. And then the pigment, whatever pigment. All right, and then we have bronze. All right, so here we go. We have all of 150 Prismacolors swatched right here, which is really cool. So you definitely can see, with the exception of maybe a few down here and on this side, these are the lights. So I'd say these are mid. These are probably mid up here also, and some of these in here. But so these are the saturated colors. These are not the saturated colors. So let's go over a few things. If you're coloring What you can do is you can find like a saturated color that you think might look good with a lighter color, and you can blend them together. So especially these grays, everything kind of like in this category is you can blend these colors in. So if you don't want white, you could do like a 10% cool gray, warm gray, or French gray, depending on where you want the color to go. You could also throw in this gray green light, which is kind of like the equivalent of like 10% over here. You could put it in the cloud blue. You could put in a bunch of these. So you can blend with those colors. You can also blend any of these colors. So you can color in a variety of different ways. You could blend them. You could like shade them. So because like this one doesn't get very light, but you could be like, I'll use this one with maybe like going to a light pink or something like that. Like you just kind of want to blend it so it goes to like, it could go the same shade or it could go to a different shade. And when you're coloring too, you could say, hey, I really want a pastel picture. I'm only going to color with pastels. I want a really saturated picture, so I'm only going to color with the saturated colors. Or I just want a neon looking picture, so I'll color with some of those neon colors. They don't have like a neon green or blue, so that might be a little difficult. You can maybe do electric blue and find a purple that looks kind of neon-ish. And then also, so when you're going to color skin color, you really want to get a feel for what kind of undertones. And an undertone is like if your skin goes to the pink side, if it goes to the yellow side. So like this one would be more pink. This one would be kind of more yellow, like the sienna brown or terracotta. You can see like the difference in there. And then on like this side, you could go like deco pink or peach. So it kind of has, or pink rose, maybe you color cheeks with pink rose. So you kind of look at the other undertones of the face. So deco peach is definitely more of a pink undertone, and then this light peach is kind of in between, and then beige is definitely more in the yellow undertone category. And same for hair. Just kind of look at the hair, and you can use some of these yellows for hair. And with hair, I would definitely do more than one. So sometimes these darker colors, you can color with the lighter colors, and then you can come in and kind of just make some lines that will add some accents with the darker saturated colors. So there's a lot of different ways to use these pencils to their full potential. They are really saturated, but they also do color really soft. But I've noticed that on the saturated colors, if you're gonna go for a lighter color looking, I would probably blend into a lighter color. So that way, because when it's colored super light, it doesn't look like amazing, but their full potential comes when you press hard. So I would blend into one another. So I'd use one of these lighter colors to blend into the darker color if you're kind of wanting to get that blending action there. So which one was your favorite out of all of these? Which colors did you guys like the best? Do you guys have any Prismacolored pencils? Do you have the 150, or have you bought like a 24 pack? Have you bought a 50, 64? I can't remember what sizes they come in off the top of my head. Or do you buy them individually? This would be really great. You could use this swatch chart. If you didn't have all the colors, maybe you have some of these, and then you could fill it in as you get those colors. So this is a complete chart. I probably might move this one down here. So I might make a few changes on this, but if you want this chart, just look at the link below and I'll leave that for you guys. So that way you guys can have this chart too and you can color it in. If you like this video, make sure you check out some of my other videos. I like to show you guys the coolest art supplies there, and make sure you hit that subscribe button and like this video. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you later.